and good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Lee and you're watching News at 10. Our headlines for tonight. Stern action awaits traders selling chickens above the ceiling price. "195 Malaysians fell victim to foreign job scams." Now, the government will take stern action against traders who sell chickens above the ceiling price of RM9.40 a kilogram. Now, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department of Economy, Datuk Sri Mustafa Mohamad, said the ceiling price was still in force following the government's continuing to provide subsidy for the essential item. Datuk Sri Mustafa, who is also a member of the Special Task Force on Jihad Against Inflation, said the Ministry of Food and Agriculture as well as Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs have been entrusted to ensure the set ceiling price is complied by traders.
Kita sekarang maklumlah beberapa laporan yang kita terima di mana ada menyatakan bahawa bekalan ayam ya semakin mencabar, ada menyatakan bahawa harga DOC ni anak-anak ayam ni ada yang meningkat, ada yang menyatakan bahawa bekalan telur ayam juga. Jadi pihak Rustia memang memantau laporan media dan juga membalas ramai dan tindakan segera diambil, insya-Allah ya. Kita akan buat yang terbaik untuk pastikan bahawa isu ayam ni dapat kita stabilkan.
The minister said this in a press conference after visiting Laman Warisan Seni Kampung Laut and Laman Warisan Serunding Kampung Laut in Tumpat today. Meanwhile, commenting on the visit, Datuk Sri Mustafa said the Laman Warisan Seni and Laman Warisan Serunding projects involved a cost of 40 million ringgit to accommodate 23 local entrepreneurs who run meat floss and other small businesses. Now, registration of organ donation can be made through the My Sejahtera application from the 6th of September. Now, Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin said this was following the very low rate of organ donation in this country. Malaysia is among the 10 countries with the lowest transplant rate in the world for 2021 at only 2.84 organ transplants done per million population, according to the Global Observatory on Donation and Transplantation. He said the pledge made via My Sejahtera will directly reaches the National Transplant Resource Centre. Khairy said the number of patients who are still waiting to get an organ donation in Malaysia as of today is 10,442 people. However, he said only 2,700 transplant cases involving organ donation had been carried out since 1975.
Pendermaan organ dari Pusat Sumber Transplant Nasional pada Julai 2022 menunjukkan terdapat sebanyak 779 organ penderma organ sebenar selepas kematian sejak 1997. As a result of this, kita terpaksa belanja banyak untuk hemodialysis.
He said this after closing the National Level Organ Donation Awareness Week in Kuala Lumpur today. Commenting on the wearing of face masks, Khairy said he will make an announcement regarding the new regulations on face masks this Wednesday. He said the Public Health Executive Committee, which he chairs, has received recommendations from experts on the use of face masks, and the Ministry of Health, MOH, is still in the process of gathering the public's views on the matter. Meanwhile, he said 3 approaches need to be seen by the MOH before the country is announced to move to the endemic phase, including a declaration from the World Health Organization, WHO. In addition, Khairy said the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Act 1988, Act 342, was still applicable until the end of December this year, and all areas in the country were declared as areas of infectious diseases. The third approach is health indicators that need to be obtained from epidemiologists in the context of COVID-19 virus, which is still mutating. A total of 195 Malaysians duped by job scam syndicates are reported to be abroad. Now, Foreign Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Abdullah in a statement today revealed that 148 victims are reported to be in Cambodia, 23 in Thailand, 22 in Laos and 2 in Myanmar. Of this number, 65 victims were rescued from Cambodia, 10 from Laos, 2 from Myanmar and 10 from Thailand. He added that the Foreign Ministry was also working closely with the Royal Malaysia Police and the authorities of the above countries towards ensuring the safe return of these victims. He said all the reports and documents received by Wisma Putra on these cases will be channeled to the relevant authorities of the said countries for further action. On a separate note, Datuk Seri Saifuddin said Malaysia is serious about and will not compromise on those who commit wrongdoing, especially abuse or mistreat foreign workers, including Indonesian domestic workers. He said the Ministry of Foreign Affairs had conveyed the Malaysian government's position to the Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to Malaysia, Hermono, and to the Indonesian Foreign Minister Retno LP Marsudi.
Dan kita akan bantulah dalam apa jua keadaan yang boleh kita bantu dan wajar kita bantu akan kita bantu. Ya, sekarang ini prioritinya ialah beliau sihat, ya, sebab saya difahamkan kecederaannya serius, ya. Jadi yang pertama kita berdoa supaya beliau cepat sembuh. Dan yang keduanya, siasatan sedang berjalan dan saya yakin pihak polis memberikan prioriti kepada kes seperti ini.
Met by reporters today, Datuk Seri Saifuddin was commenting on the case of an Indonesian maid who was allegedly abused by her employer in Batu Cave, Selangor recently, adding that Malaysia was also saddened and sympathised with the victim of the case. Last Friday, media reported that an Indonesian maid was abused by her employer, including allegedly not being paid her salary since she started working in 2019. It is understood that the victim is now at Hospital Selayang for treatment. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, or MACC, is investigating several individuals in Kuwait over the misappropriation of 1MDB funds. In a release statement, the MACC said it has had several discussions with enforcement agencies in Kuwait over the past 2 years. Currently, the MACC said it is waiting for evidence from Kuwaiti authorities that was requested through mutual legal assistance, and the matter is still being studied by the Kuwaiti side. The MACC, as one of the leading agencies in asset recovery efforts, is focusing on the recovery of assets and money lost as a result of the embezzlement at 1MDB and several other companies involved. It also said that the Attorney General's chambers had outright rejected the settlement offer by wanted businessman Loh Teck Jo, or Jolo, to the Malaysian government on the 16th of July. The MACC also requests all parties to not make any speculation regarding this issue to avoid confusion among the general public, and which may affect the investigation. A married couple believed to be involved in drug trafficking was arrested at a parking area of a supermarket in Johor Bahru last Thursday. Johor Police Chief Dato' Kamaruzaman Mahmad said a 42-year-old man and his 36-year-old wife were believed to be carrying out the activity since 4 months and used their apartment in Larkin as a drugstore. He said the police found 14.32 kilograms of heroin, 158 grams of ecstasy powder, 38.23 grams of shabu, and 71 grams of ketamine, all valued at 214,287 ringgit when the team raided the apartment.
Modus operandi ini suspek mereka ini adalah menjadi orang tengah pada pembekal dan pembeli, pembekal dan dia sebagai penjual menjadi orang tengah, dan kita sedang juga menyiasat mengesan pembekal dan juga mengesan siapa yang membeli dadah yang dipasarkan oleh kedua-dua suspek.
Checks on the two suspects found that the man had previous records for drug-related offences, while the woman had a record for an offence under the Child Act 2001. However, both of them tested negative for drugs, he said, adding that the couple has been remanded for 7 days from the 2nd of September and the case is being investigated under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. Meanwhile, in a separate case, Datuk Kamar Zaman said the Region 2 Marine Police seized 6,168 cans and 951 bottles of liquor of various brands, on which tax amounting to 305,252 ringgit had not been paid at a premise on Jalan Riang Utama, Taman Gembira, Johor Bahru last Thursday. He said a 53-year-old man, who is the owner of the premise, was arrested for investigation.
Arak yang jenis tiruan, okay, dan juga yang lari daripada cukai, iaitu sepatutnya dijual di tempat yang bebas cukai, tapi diambil kesempatan oleh sindiket ini, seperti mana yang sindiket yang lepas dia membawa keluar barang-barang ini untuk dijual di pasaran di luar dengan harga antara RM7 hingga RM7.50 satu.
The suspect is in remand for 10 days from the 2nd of September, and the case is investigated under Section 135, subsection 1D of the Customs Act 1967 and Section 4, subsection 1C of the Law Reform Eradication of Illicit Samsu Act 1976. A senior Pulau Pinang immigration officer was killed while his friends suffered injuries after the two of them were involved in a road accident involving two motorcycles and a car. Now, the incident happened at about 9:32 a.m. today at kilometre 83.4 northbound of the North-South Expressway near the Gurun Toll Plaza in Kedah. Kuala Muda Police Chief ACP Zaidi Chehasan said the victim, aged 46, worked as a deputy director at Sungai Bakap Immigration Office in Pulau Pinang. He said the victim suffered serious injuries to his head and died at the scene. Meanwhile, the other victim, 43-year-old deputy senior director working at the same office as the deceased, broke his leg and currently undergoing treatment in the hospital. The accident happened when the victim's motorcycle was hit from behind, causing him to lose control and fell in the emergency lane. The other victim, who was on another motorcycle, was not able to slow down, hitting him from behind. The case is being investigated under Section 41, subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987. Coming up next, MITI will continue to strengthen the country's competitiveness. Now, the Ministry of International Trade and Industry, MITI, will continue to strengthen the country's competitiveness by developing economic complexity and nurturing a strong industrial ecosystem with innovation intensity to further boost the country's positive trade performance. Now, Senior MITI Minister Datuk Sri Azmin Ali said the ministry will also enhance inclusivity through the creation of high-income jobs and promoting opportunities to participate in the regional and global supply chains. In a Twitter post today, Datuk Sri Azmin said Malaysia is on the right trajectory to secure more high-quality, high-impact and capital-intensive projects, with the services sector being the key growth driver for the economy and the largest contributor for approved investments for the first half of this year. On Friday, the Malaysian Investment Development Authority, or MIDA, announced that Malaysia has attracted 123.3 billion ringgit worth of approved investments in the manufacturing, services and primary sectors in the first 6 months of 2022. Now, this involves 1,714 projects, which are expected to create 57,771 jobs. In a release statement, MIDA said foreign direct investments remain as a major contributor to the investment inflows at 70.9% or 87.4 billion ringgit, while investments from domestic sources contributed 29.1% or 35.9 billion ringgit. The Immigration Department has collected 3.5 billion ringgit in revenue as of 30th of August compared to 2.5 billion ringgit in the same period last year. Now, Immigration Director General Datuk Sri Khairul Dawud said the increase in amounts before the end of this year was due to the reopening of the country's borders on the 1st of April.
Sumbangan terbesar ialah daripada levy pekerja asing, iaitu pembaharuan PAS lawatan kerja sedia ada yang sekarang ini berjumlah lebih kurang 1.35 juta, kemasukan pekerja asing yang baru, kutipan daripada pasport dan juga kompaun-kompaun yang dikenakan ke atas mereka yang melanggar peraturan imigresen. Dengan prestasi selepas pandemik yang disifatkan agak baik ini, saya harap mungkin agaknya Yang Berhormat Menteri Keuangan di dalam bajet yang akan dibentangkan nanti boleh juga memberi sedikit bonus kepada Jabatan Imigresen Malaysia.
Speaking to reporters after the 2022 immigration run in Putrajaya today, Datuk Sri Khairul also did not rule out the possibility that the department would be able to collect 4 billion ringgit by the end of this year with the recent introduction of the Premium Visa Program or PVIP. The program, which was launched by Home Minister Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin last Thursday, aimed at attracting global tycoons to invest and reside in this country for a period of 20 years starting 1st of October when it opens for applications. Now, the government is still studying the implications of the proposed separation of powers between the Attorney General and the Public Prosecutor. Now, Minister of the Prime Minister's Department of Parliament and Law, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tunku Jaafar, said that although many other nations, including Commonwealth countries, have done this, the proposal is not easy to implement. He explained that for the proposal to be implemented in Malaysia, as many as 19 existing laws, as well as the federal constitution, needed to be amended. In addition, he said the matter also involves costs that requires additional government spending.
Kita melihat bahawa memang ada kebaikan untuk pemisahan itu dibuat. Tetapi daripada sudut kosnya ada juga.
Speaking to reporters after attending a ceremony to hand over premium deposit for Masjid Kampung Sejingkat in Kuching today, the minister further explained that if the proposal is implemented, the Attorney General needs to have his own office, library, staff and advisors because he can no longer share with the Public Prosecutor. Still ahead, CanSino's inhaled COVID-19 vaccine gets emergency use approval.
With the MERS 999 application system, getting emergency assistance is now easier. Save Me 999 Police connects the Malaysian public to the police. Save Me 999 Deaf for those with hearing or speech impairments. And Save Me 999 Blind for those with visual impairments. Download now for free on your smartphones. MERS 999 and applications make emergency calls easier.
Singapore's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Lawrence Wong's visit to Malaysia provides an excellent opportunity for Malaysia and Singapore to exchange views on a broad range of bilateral, regional and international issues. In a release statement today, Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz said the visit, scheduled from today until the 7th of September 2022, would also further strengthen the long-standing relations and multifaceted cooperation between the two countries. Aside from being Malaysia's closest neighbour, Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul said Singapore is also Malaysia's second largest trading partner and the largest within ASEAN, with total trade amounting to 267.11 billion ringgit in 2021, an increase of 25.2% compared to the recorded value in 2020. Now, Wong flew in from Singapore via a commercial aircraft and was received on arrival at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport, KLIA, by Foreign Ministry Chief of Protocol, Muhammad Aini Atan, Chief of Ceremony of the Malaysian Government, Datuk Ruzainur Ramli, and Singapore High Commissioner to Malaysia, Vanu Gopala Menon. During his visit, he is scheduled to have an audience with the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riyatuddin Al-Mustafa Bilal Shah at Istana Negara. He is also scheduled to call on Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, as well as meet Senior Defence Minister Datuk Seri Hishamuddin Hussein, Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Abdul Aziz, and Bank Negara Malaysia Governor Tan Sri Nur Samsia Muhammad Yunus. Coming up in sport, champions JDT held by the Red Giants. Selangor held mighty Johor Darul Takzim or JDT to a 1-1 draw in a Super League match at the MBPJ Stadium in Kerana Jaya on Saturday. JDT, coached by Hector Bidoglio, got off to a dream start when his boys were awarded a penalty in the 33rd minute. The Southern Tigers took the opportunity to take the lead as Bergson Da Silva stepped up and scored his 21st goal of the season. It wasn't until after the break when Selangor equalised. Nizam Jamil's side responded through Herlis Sengkayon in the 64th minute. It was Selangor's first point after 4 straight defeats. The draw, however, did not affect JDT's title chances in the league. They continue to set the pace with 42 points from 15 matches, while Selangor are in 8th position with 17 points from 16 matches. Meanwhile, in Kuala Nerus, Terengganu FC or TFC skipper Kipre Cheche was in an inspired mood as he netted a hat-trick to lead his team on a goal fest by hammering Melaka United 5-0 at the Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin Stadium. Now, TFC head coach Nafuzi Zain lost his team's feet in hammering Melaka United on Saturday, as a win gives the Turtles a chance to be among the top 3 in the Super League competition. Kapal Sherman scored in the 16th minute to put Terengganu in the lead. Nafuzi Zain's side doubled their lead when Nick Sharif Hasifi Lazim scored in the 61st minute. The team captain Cheche then netted a hat-trick in the 67th, 75th and 80th minutes. The win sees TFC in 4th position in the 12-team Super League standings with 29 points from 17 matches. Melaka United, meanwhile, are 9th with 17 points from 16 matches. It was a perfect warm-up for Terengganu, who faced JDT in the FA Cup final on the 10th of September. That's it from us this evening. In our top story, 195 Malaysians fell victim to foreign job scams. Join us again for updates at noon at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Jessica Lee. Thank you for watching.